No, you're holding it to face me though.
Is a trail monster. Woo! Yeah, baby. Woo! Man, when she hooks. Hell yeah. All right, what's going on, guys? I am out ripping on the Predator 560. I think it's about time we started calling it the Predator and not the Predator. This thing is running really well. And we came out here to shoot our Quad War series today. And we are learning that, you know, making a high performance build and just taking it straight out to, you know, pin them balls to the wall is really not the best idea. You really got to dial them in. Most of the time they're not ready to rock and roll. Man, this thing is a beast. And so we came out today, we were really fighting the odds. Whew. I gotta be careful, my shoulder's messed up. This thing's so much fun to ride though. So we're kind of fighting the odds out here. And basically what happened is we ran into a couple problems. John's having some issues. You know, these are high compression builds. And a lot of times they can have issues with starting. So I've never really messed with a high compression Raptor 660. So neither has John really. So we're kind of figuring out the kinks. So we're turning today into more of a test and tune kind of ride. Make sure that they're running good. We're going to bring them out to Badlands, shred on them, get used to riding them, because they do ride different than other quads. They really do. Especially this Predator. It's got a very unique feel. So we're going to see if we can get John's dialed in, because we don't want to be having problems out in Indiana. And this one has still a slight hesitation up top. You guys will probably hear it as I'm ripping around. It's really only when you're going balls out. I'll do like a straightaway, but otherwise it feels really good. The mid-range power is really good. Now from what I understand, these are naturally low down torque, you know, kind of torque monsters. So that's how the motor naturally acts. And with the porting and stuff I did, I was trying to make it more of a top end screamer. So I'm kind of going against, you know, what this motor is designed to do. You hear it breaking up. Still not jetted quite right. Man, this thing, it slides really nice. And the suspension feels amazing. So you can definitely rip trails on this thing the way it is. Holy hell, dude. Ooh, she's fast. Running pretty good. Man, you just flip that throttle and the ass end wants to kick out. You hear it popping. So that's while we're out here, we're gonna dial them in, see if we can get these things running in tip top. And that way when we do the quad wars and we go head to head, we'll know which one's really faster, because if one's not running right, it's not really a fair race. So let's see if we can find John. We'll see if he's making any progress. He's at the drag strip area right now, or at least he was. See if we can find him. Yeah, I see him. The suspension's great on this, man. All right, let's see what we got going on.
But that rubber seal on the top of the spark plug boot, it came out and we thought that that was it. We thought maybe the spark plug being loose was why it won't run. But I pushed that in as tight as I could and tried, and it will not fire up. So I think the first thing is we're gonna test spark. Maybe the flywheel came loose. Maybe it was like on the edge of being loose there when I shut it off. Something along those lines. We had that out a couple times, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we were having issues with the starter clutch and the one-way bearing, and unfortunately, with the time constraints, we can't get a new one-way bearing. That could be a part of the problem.
He said, did you Loctite it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, it was running good. We got out here, we were ripping around.
Yep.
And then, you know, kind of like I was saying before, just encountered problems with fresh builds. So
especially high performance fresh builds, you know what I mean?
yeah. So that's what we're gonna do today. Is we're gonna dial them in and bring them to Indiana, shred on them. I'm sure we'll get this thing figured out, man.
I think so, man. I have confidence. I just hope it's not, like I said, that starter was smoking a little bit before that. Guys, a lot of stuff you didn't see on camera. The starter on this thing was actually smoking when we tried to start it up. So I don't know because of the compression, but Mike, yours seems to turn over just fine.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it needs like a high torque starter or a higher cranking amp battery, but this was the battery that Caltrick recommended for this. So I'm not 100% certain, but we're definitely gonna look into it. Stat.
Yeah, well, that's like we were saying, dude, with custom stuff, you just don't know.
Yep.
Predator doesn't really count because that's a totally different thing.
Exactly.
You know, it's got a different starter, different setup, different, everything in this motor is different. So we can't really, you know, say, oh, it worked on the Predator, but why isn't it working on the Raptor?
Right,
So
I mean, the compression could even be different. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The stroke is different, the
Everything's
volume's
different,
different. Yeah, so it's not really comparable.
Quad is looking good though, man. Check out these Quad Wars decals.
Yeah, at least those look good.
You guys will have to let us know in the comment section below which one of these quads you think is going to be better performing. John's the only one that got to ride both. Yeah, it was funny. We came out here, we were both ripping and kind of like toying around, not doing heads-up drag races because we're waiting. And as soon as it was time for me to hop on, we started having problems. So, is it my fault?
No.
The master of blowing shit up.
This is what happens with high performance builds. You just can't stop it. This is the beast that happens.
Yeah, true. Every once in a while, you get a good one that just doesn't have any problems. But 400EX, dude, we had no problems. But
we got really lucky with that. The 400EX is an excellent platform to modify or
Right.
stay stock. So I gotta say that's.
And
like,
we didn't go crazy wild with it.
That's right. That's right. We didn't. Yeah, that was a little more milder compared to these, in my opinion. You know.
Yeah, I'd agree. I didn't really show you guys this quad too much. You know, this has been in John's shop, but it's a pretty nice Raptor. It's an 03. Got some Lone Star A-arms on there. I believe they came with it. John replaced the bushings and stuff in them. It's got the Tusk bumper. Rocky Mountain ATV hooked that up. The link for all of the parts that we're putting on both of these quads will be in the description below. Huge thank you to our sponsors. BP Racing hooked us up with the big bore kits. Rocky Mountain ATV hooked us up with some clutches, oil, the bumpers, case saver for the Raptor, some other stuff too. And in case you're not following the Predator build, this is a 560. Ported the head. I ported both of the heads, the one on the Raptor too. And we increased the timing by 7 degrees. Got the DMC Alien big core exhaust. I removed the air box. It's usually in the back here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the filter. It's up under there, so we're running an open air box. I was really trying to get some top end out of this. And I mean, you guys saw, it runs really well, but at the top end it might just need to be dialed in a little bit, and then we'll get it to scream a little bit better. Suspension feels really good. We had that rebuilt by Smitty Shox. Ugh. Good old 250R.
He may or may not be used to that. No.
I gotta get used to this thing. Sounds like it might be a little rich. Whew, I'm out of breath, I'll tell you what. My fill. Gotta wash my shoulder here.
Bro, you're having some fun on that thing.
It's definitely rich.
Oh, yeah.
You hear it keeps sputtering. 158, that's way. All right, guys, well, we were up till 3, 4 in the morning working on this damn thing. Retimed it because it was way out of time, and I think we found the problem. What do you got, John?
We got a sheared flywheel key here. The Woodruff key, I think they call it, is completely sheared off. This is what it is. We got to get this all cleaned up, get it out, figure out how to get it to not do that again. So we're kind of down for the count for Indiana, but we are going to get the stuff on order to get this fixed for Quad Wars next week so we can get those episodes out to you guys.
Some people might be like, oh, just get a new Woodruff key, throw it in there and work. We could possibly do that, but it's possible that there's some head damage when things go out of time. You just don't know. So we want to take it apart and check it out. We don't want to be, Indiana's like a 12-hour drive for us. We don't want to bring something out there we don't know what's going on with it. So we have an extra quad. We're just going to bring that. And we'll pick it up where we left off, man. It's just a normal thing. It happens. Everybody that does builds just have little mishaps and stuff. So we'll get this fixed. Hopefully it's just a flywheel key, and we'll get it sorted out.
Yep.